And what would your advice be for mothers who do all the mommy things but are struggling with the self-care and the self-love portion?
What I realize is without that self-care, like you taking care of yourself, you could be the best mommy in the world or put on this show for them, but they know. They definitely know, they see right through it. So you need to take care of yourself, love yourself first before you're able to love others or to allow others to love you. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm learning now, because I used to define my life as being a mom, being the girlfriend who wanted to become the wife and, living for my man and my daughter, but not really for myself. So until you do that, I don't think that you'll really start living. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to another Sunday Self-Love with me as Amar. We're sitting with Karen Mckenzie, the founder of Rise Above. Yay! So we want to say a big Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
So you want to tell us a bit about your story and how you came to found Rise Above and who you are today?
Oh, okay, where should we begin? It was 1985. Really, I think my story began when I had my daughter. That also started a very unhealthy relationship with her dad, which lasted 9 years. Mm-hmm. So that just wrapped up my story. I think my story is starting again. I'm renewed now. Yeah, that was a tough one. It was a really tough one. And surprisingly, she's the one who got me through it. Yeah.
How so?
Oh, kids are so much smarter than we think that they are. Just the little tiny words words of encouragement that she would say is what really helped me through and made me know that we were going to be okay. Yeah.
Can you share with us, please, a bit of, a story of before her? So, because at the time you were in school and pursuing your dreams, so
yes.
what was that process of going from a student to a mother and then to where you are today?
Finished high school, great. Went to college, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I did a 2-year diploma in gerontology because I knew I liked seniors and I liked planning things, organizing things, creating programs, exercise, you name it. But then it just wasn't fulfilling. I felt like I wanted to be more involved in their lives and to become a social worker. And the girl there, she was a student before that and ended up working there. She encouraged me, why don't you just go to Ryerson? And at that time I was not even thinking about going back to school because 2 years in college felt like forever for me. So I'm 4 years undergrad, that's what I'm gonna do right now. But I applied, got my references, and I got in. And that was a huge accomplishment for me, just getting into university. I never thought I'd go to university, never. College was just it, because I wasn't the greatest student or anything like that, but I just knew what I wanted to do, and I just had to set out and do it. So there was nothing that was going to prevent me from doing it. So then I went, and then I think it was in January, so second semester, I guess. I remember we were in, I think it was
second semester of first year?
First year at Ryerson. We had finished our exams, all that stuff. Then January, all of us were sitting in class, and I kind of had an ultrasound picture, and I just passed it to my friends in class, and they were just what is this? I'm I'm pregnant, having a baby, surprise! And they were just in class, and we can't talk because the prof is doing their lecture. But yeah, that, I think it was scary for me because one, I just started, my path to what I wanted to achieve, and then it was roadblock. She's definitely my motivation.
So how did you start Rise Above?
You see, when people ask me this, I feel like
I was there, so I'm
I feel like they're looking for a complex answer.
But it was an amazing story. I was there when it was happening. I was like, what? I can't believe you did that.
In school. But it was really just so simple. I overheard some girls, because at the time I was doing my placement. I think it was maybe my third year placement in Chester Lee. And I overheard one of the girls saying something about, I don't care about school. Don't tell me nothing about school. And then 2 months later, that girl was pregnant. I think she was only 15 or 16 years old. And then it was just like, wow, really? You didn't even finish school. You didn't finish high school, at least. And for her, it was just like, okay, whatever. And then I'm just going to take over my mom's lease or live here in Chester. And that was it. She was okay with that. And not to say that, you know, girls living that lifestyle, they're lesser than, but it's like, why are you allowing one little challenge in your life to be that roadblock, that end all be all to succeeding or achieving whatever goals you had set out to do? So that, she doesn't even know. And to this day, I'm sure she doesn't even know that she's the reason why I started Rise Above. Which is what Rise Above stands for, recognize your inner strength and evolve. Not allowing...
got chills.
Not allowing any challenges, barriers, roadblocks, people to prevent you from doing the things that you know in your heart you want to do. So it was very important for me to continue that on, or at least, you know, start something that even Michaela could take on in the future. Yeah, you know, and it really started out with just wanting to do a conference for 20 girls, and then it ended up being a conference, an all-day conference where 80 girls came out, and then those girls showed interest and wanted me to continue doing it, so I had to. So it turned out from being like a project to me wanting to turn it into a lifestyle.
So is being a mother impacting the ways in which that you run like your organization? Like, what is it that's different for you?
I think because I'm a mom, it's so much more important for me to see like the next generation of young women like my daughter succeed, and for me as a woman now to pave that way and to like open those doors so that they can continue on, and to be a role model and an example. I mean, my life is not perfect. I mean, it's still not perfect. It wasn't perfect, and even while I created Rise Above, I was going through a really bad relationship. Like, I was in a toxic relationship for a very long time, and I had to struggle within myself to be like, well, how are you motivating young women to do better, but you're not even doing better yourself? So for me, it was a constant struggle, feeling like I was fake or putting on a facade, right? But it also helped me to get to where I am, and I'm rising above now.
I like the idea that, like, rising above is a constant process. Like, even when you rise above one thing, it's about being able to continue to rise above the next.
You'll never stop. You'll never stop, because challenges are always going to come at you.
So your schedule looks like being a mom, running Rise Above, and then you have a 9-to-5 with the city.
Yes.
How do you handle all of that, plus having any kind of personal life?
Oh my gosh. Like I said, family. So really the schedule is I wake up, drop my daughter to my mom's house so that she can get picked up to go to school. After school, she gets dropped off there. I leave from work, pick her up, whether she has her extracurriculars, dance, swimming, Kumon. I gotta make sure that she's taken care of first. Then I get to do my own thing. Personal life, it's kind of hard. I gotta fit that in. I definitely take time out for me. I have my mommy time, definitely do. And now a good relationship that I'm in where that person, my partner, is able to help me out with my mommy duties. So it's just being in that place where I finally learning to love myself. I'm not fully there yet, but I'm learning, and I'm loving myself way more than I have ever in my life. That's helping with the consistency of like keeping up my schedule.
The question is, what does self-care look like for you? What do you do for self-care?
I do a few things actually, and it's not go to a spa, anything like that, as people may think. I definitely like to make sure they're not done right now, but I'm gonna make sure my nails are done tomorrow. I always like to make sure that my fingers are on point. I want to feel good about myself, like something that I'm doing for me to take care of me. Spirituality, I'm finding is developing a better relationship with God right now is a part of my self-care. Also, Sundays as well is my family time. Everybody who knows that family time is on Sundays. Don't bother me on Sundays because I'm at my grandmama's house with my brother, my nephews, my daughter. That's family time, and I need that. Like that's what re-energizes me for the week. So pink polka dot blanket, Netflix, chilling by myself. That's my self-care, me time. Throughout the week, there's so much, everybody's on edge. Everything's a crisis, but I need that like time to just relax, take a breath, and just be.
So how do you handle, because I feel like a lot of moms that I talk to tend to say that they feel guilty, I guess, or feel like some type of like they want to do certain things, but struggle with like how do you put your child first and do all the things that you need to do to take care of yourself and feel motivated enough to like go out there and follow your dreams, like trying to balance all of those things at the same time.
It is a struggle. It definitely is, because I would love to be at, all-star assemblies during the day. Things that kids would love for their parents to do. I can't do some of those things, unfortunately. I used to feel guilty, but I'm feeling like whatever I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for your future. I'm building for us. So that guilt is kind of going away now. But I definitely make sure that I have time for her. I take time out every week specifically for her. If I could help her with her homework, if it's not too late by the time I get home, I make sure I sit down with her, whether it's read a book, have a little girl talk. I just started something where we have a journal that we write letters to each other every week. Tell me how your week went. I'll tell you how my week went. Like just something to stay in tune with each other. So I try to do little things. I try little things to just keep that mother-daughter relationship going.
I might feel that when I have kids. I'm not gonna lie. For all the mothers out there who are wanting to follow their dreams, who are wanting to, I guess, take big steps that they feel like there are different roadblocks in the way now that might not be possible, what would your advice be?
Well, I guess everybody's situation is different. I have a lot of family support, which is why I'm able to do a lot of the things that I do. But I just don't see why anybody should stop you from doing the things that you want to do. And when you think of it, you're not doing it to be selfish. You're doing it for the better of your family, for yourself, for your life, for the future of your children. And it's about whatever it is you're trying to do. Again, just prioritizing, setting out that time. Even when my relationship broke up with her dad, and he was the one who used to take her to school in the mornings, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to work this out? I have to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning now. We got to be out the house by 7 so that I can make that work. And I never thought I could do it because I love my sleep. But it's you have to sacrifice too. So for me, it's sacrificing that extra hour of sleep to be able to do the things that I need to do and live the life that I want to live.
So what is the future? When you look, let's say 5 years ahead from now, what are the things that you are hoping for Rise Above and for yourself as a mother?
5 years. For myself, I just hope to be in a position where I could be a more hands-on mother. As far as Rise Above, I'd like to see it become more of a mentorship. So instead of a one-off conference every year, to have more of that big sister, even motherly relationship with a lot of these young girls who might not have those type of relationships. Because, as much as I had my mom there, I didn't have my mom there. She definitely taught me how to be a mother, but there's certain things where it's like, even now I'm struggling with that I'm not able to really do or show. So bring in that extra presence of, women in their lives and women that they could look up to. That I feel like that's the important direction for Rise Above to go in. So like a sisterhood, you know, whether you might not know me, but I know that you're a part of Rise Above, and I got you.
What are you taking in your toolbox for the next 5 years? For the healing, the self-care, the self-love, the mommy, the career, the organization, what's going to be in your toolbox?
Definitely this whole journey that I'm on now, spirituality and, you know, closer relationship to God, and bringing my daughter up with that relationship as well, setting that foundation. That is definitely coming along with me. And now love, like not just, you know, the mother-daughter love, but like actual love for myself, me like falling in love with me. Like I'm actually falling in love with myself. Like it sounds so weird, but I never did.
It's totally
before.
Not weird to the world that I live in.
Okay,
I'm all about
like
that.
you know, like
Yeah.
and it excites me. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love me. I love me. And then now my guy, definitely I'm gonna take you in my toolbox, because like he was definitely a big part of showing me how to love myself as well. So yeah, I'm taking love and spirituality with me. Those are the two key things that I need right now.
Thank you.
Aww,
Thank you so much.
Happy to see you. Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
I just want to say thank you for being so authentic and vulnerable with your story, because I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be honest about the parts that are messy, about the parts that I guess like don't fit or don't look right, whatever that means, you know. And
I was for a very long time. Like Rise Above's been 5 years now. We're going on the 6th year. I was afraid for a very long time, and I think it's only now, a few months now, that I'm starting to live my truth.
So for people who want to get in touch with you, who want to ask more questions about Rise Above, who are interested in supporting Rise Above, or just anybody who has any inquiries, how can they get in touch with you, or, you know, find out more about you?
So you can go to the website at icanriseabove.ca, and there's a contact page there where you can get in touch with me directly. So it'll come to me.
Okay. All right. And I will have a link to the website below, and also you can contact me and I'll connect the two of you. Yay.